what's up guys? Sorry about that. Hey, what's up guys? Here, TV Wolf here again. I'm going to be going ahead and doing a cast of the second game of Your Worst Nightmare here. So this is another Diamond 5 / High Plat game. And we're just going and waiting for this game to start. And hopefully it doesn't have that stupid visual bug that's been happening recently, where all the champions are invisible. But we will see. And just waiting for the loading screen here. There we go. So with the lanes looking like so far, it's going to be Thresh, Callista versus Lucian Braum in the bot lane. Haven't really seen too much of Callista, but I've heard she's not very strong, and so I'm going to have to give the slight lead to the Lucian Braum, because that is a solid lane that I know is very solid. In the mid lane, we're going to go ahead and see a Malzahar versus a LeBlanc, which that can really go either way. It really depends on who gets their combo off the most efficiently and best in order to kill their opponent first. And that's mostly post 6. Pre 6, I think LeBlanc actually has a decent advantage after level 2 or something like that. And in the top lane, we go ahead and see a Tryndamere versus a Fiora. Now that's going to be kind of hard for the Tryndamere to kind of cope with. Fiora is a really good duelist top, but if he can get a lead early on, then post 6 he shouldn't really have any trouble in countering her with his own as well as winning the trades. And Rek'Sai jungle versus Jarvan jungle, both very solid junglers. I haven't actually seen Rek'Sai too much, but I've heard that she has pretty decent ganks. So overall it's shaping up to be a pretty good match. And we're just waiting on, I don't know why the game isn't starting since everyone's at 100%. There we go. And everyone's invisible. Let's see if it clears up in like the first 10 seconds. I'm not actually sure why it would do this, or why it does this. Okay, I guess everyone's just invisible. Let me go ahead and just rejoin. Reconnect. And as long as everything is still the same, it should have fixed the problem now. That's what I've had to do the last few times. There we go. Okay. Works. So let's see what each team does level 1 here. In terms of will we see in like any invades, or will people play the level 1 correctly in terms of actually warding? Who knows? This is Diamond though, so hopefully people will. Red team making it to this bush first, but looks like LeBlanc was sighted by the Lucian, so they know that she's there. Overall, I really don't think much is going to happen here. Everyone's just going to the standard positions. There's no invades, no deep wards, etc., etc. Tryndamere's sitting here in hopes that they were starting blue and that Fiora would come with the river, but that is not going to happen, as we see. And red team just laying down their vision at the moment. I kind of wish that LeBlanc had laid down her ward, at least in that bush, because there's no real reason not to lay down your ward at level 1, like at the 30-second mark, because by the time you actually need a ward, it's gonna come back up again at the 2-minute 30-second mark. Like that's really, you won't need a ward before then. In terms of in lane. Golem start for the blue team and Gromp start for the red team. Both giving a pretty good leash. Oh. I don't really see much happening top lane in the early levels, to be honest. Unless Tryndamere can get like a really good spin in on her. Like after she wastes her riposte thing. Oh, but he does get some good harass there. And it totally just doesn't go for it. But yeah, that's some pretty nice damage coming down from Tryndamere. Even though I think it's called riposte, right? Yeah, riposte did hit him, he did not really even care about that. He just shrugs it off and keeps attacking. Callista's a very interesting champion, I've noticed. I haven't played her yet, but I really want to. Even if people do say she's weak. They're gonna try to go for something here, blue team is, but they're going into the minion wave, which I think is a bit of a mistake. Lucian taking a decent bit of damage from that. And if Thresh can get a hook on him, he might be able to burn like a flash or something. As long as they don't step out of line like Callista just did. Oh, Callista is getting really in dangerous territory here. The exhaust being burned by Thresh. They're going to go on him. It looks like... I think Braum is going to go down to the Callista. Very well played. Callista kind of baiting that out there. That was good job on Callista's part. And overall, red team actually played that fairly well. I thought that Callista was in trouble there because she was getting really low. And had the Braum stun on her, but the Kite's OP. Trinity stepping a bit out of position there, taking 2 tower shots. But yeah, it's definitely going to help Callista in bot lane to start off the lane with lead. Oh, I need to fix this real quick and actually have these match up. Oh, but we do see the kill exchange in the mid lane, both managing to burst each other down fairly well. But Jarvan coming in as well. Really? Jarvan coming in for the gank top lane. It looks like they are going to be able to pick this up under the tower. And Riot, please fix your spectate mode because I don't want to pan to other action just because there is other action going on. I guess not fix your spectate mode, but fix your directed camera. Rek'Sai coming in for possible revenge on the Tryndamere. It looks like the smite goes down and he forces out a flash from Tryndamere. So that's a pretty okay. I don't really know what to call it here. Like, it's not really labeled as anything, but a pretty good return, I guess. I kind of want to call it like a revenge gank, but his laner just died and he managed to force a flash. That's pretty nice. Blue team needs to be kind of careful in this bot lane. Lucian is fully out of mana. All he has is enough for, almost enough for an E. Not quite, though. Oh, but the Jarvan coming in on the Mouse Tower, he forces the flash out, and he is not going to fall today because Jarvan is not 6 yet. Well, I imagine he's going to fall sometime today, but not right now. Bot lane for red team is doing a pretty good job of zoning, denying Lucian a lot of CS here. And the hook misses, and we also see a Rek'Sai coming in, but I'm not really sure if they can fight this 100% unless the Callista does go a bit forward there, and so she is picked off by the Rek'Sai. A nice gank coming in there. It was a bit risky, since Lucian was low and out of mana, but it worked out. Some good damage going in by the Thresh with that hook. Oh, we see Jarvan coming top. The gank comes out on the Fiora. She's not level 6, so she cannot turn anything around, and she does fall to the Jarvan and Tryndamere combo. So far, red team picking up a pretty good lead here. Just over a 1,000 gold advantage. And it's pretty much spread across all the lanes, too. Like, every lane is ahead for the most part. Oh, I never actually adjusted these. There we go, now it's perfect. But bot lane is ahead for red team with the extra kill, mid lane is ahead with the extra farm, and top lane is ahead with the assists. As well as the jungle too, by the 1 kill, but Rek'Sai kind of evened that out with the CS. But for the most part, yeah, all lanes for red team are ahead. Tryndamere going fairly hard on Fiora under the tower. I'm not sure if this is the best move. He does have his ultimate, but I don't think he's going to be able to kill her. She is a bit too slippery, and it looks like he's going to get out fine, though. The Ignite not quite taking him down. I guess the main thing there is that he burned her ignite and only burned his ult, which will come up a lot sooner than her ignite. The Rek'Sai coming in for a gank on the Kalista, and they do manage to kill her with the dive. Kalista seems very squishy of a champion. And I'm surprised that she's not a bit safer in terms of being an AD carry, because it seems like she would be with that whole auto attack leap thing, but she's pretty easy to gank from what I've seen. But that definitely did help the blue team's bot lane get a bit back into it, even out the gold a bit. Gold is now, yeah, 2460 to 2430. So bot lane is now evened up. Interesting choice with the recurve bow coming in from Kalista. I'm not really sure what she's going for there. And the Thresh coming in, he looks like he just tried to use Flash Ultimate, and it might work, but I don't think they have enough damage to actually do it. Kalista trying her hardest to do something, but really not doing too much damage, or at least not enough. So, but that was a good try by the Thresh, landing a pretty good Flash Ultimate. Didn't really burn anything except for the exhaust of Braum, though, but good attempt at least. We see some fighting in top lane. Chernomir is actually really good at outdueling Fiora at this point. The ultimate is going to come down, and it looks like Fiora does fall to the Chernomir. Meanwhile, in bot lane, there is a bit more of exchanging. The Rek'Sai is bot lane, and he might have to be careful here, or she might have to be careful here. And Jarvan does fall to the Malzahar ult under the turret. LeBlanc is going to try to make something happen, but she is going to also die to the Malzahar. A bit of a misplay there. I don't know what she was trying to do. With the flash auto attack. She just really doesn't do enough damage for that with her auto attacks. And she was completely out of mana, so Malzahar picking up the 2 free kills in the mid lane. Well played. But yeah, at this point, it looks like blue team actually is somewhat back in some lanes. Like the mid lane is now definitely in blue team's favor, and the bot lane is also looking pretty good. But the Tryndamere versus Fiora lane, it looks like Tryndamere still has a huge lead, up by a kill and 2 assists and a bunch of CS. But there is a gank coming in bot lane. Rek'Sai dives in and gets a kill on the Kalista. Good gank being pulled off once again by the Rek'Sai. He is just brutally demolishing that bot lane of the red team. Yeah, Kalista is now 1-3, and they might try to dive this actually. The rest is pretty low. And the Braum thing wears out though, or else I think the Braum passive wears out, or I think they would have dived that. Oh, that was my fault. I missed that. Let me go ahead and rewind this real quick. It looks like the Jarvan came in from behind. Fiora tried to pick up something, and she managed to succeed in that, picking up the kill on Jarvan. But the Tryndamere does swoop in and clean up the kill on Fiora. It's overall definitely worth it for the red team here. Jarvan might have been able to not die there if he had let Tryndamere go in first and tank it, but they managed to pick up a 1-for-1 kill. What? Wow, that's kind of violent. Whatever. But they managed to pick up a 1-for-1 kill, but as well as getting the assist gold for it. That's... Why does it make that sound? What? Oh, and they also do pick up the turret from that as well in top lane. So it's looking like this Tryndamere is going to ramp up pretty strongly for the late game, and that's something you should really be careful of. Tryndamere is a very good carry, and if you just let him get his farm and items, then he's going to be a big problem to deal with late game. The Thresh hook almost connecting, but not quite able to. And it looks like both of the junglers are heading towards mid. Jarvan in the bot bush, Rek'Sai in the top bush. But Jarvan looking like he's backing out, whereas Rek'Sai is staying in mid lane. Jarvan just gonna try to make something happen, but it looks like the... What? That was weird. But anyway, Thresh landing a hook on the Braum. It looks like they... Oh, Jarvan ulting in, and will they be able to get the kill? I am not quite sure. Braum is being taken really low, but Kalista is also low. And the Jarvan comes back in. Everyone is extremely low health at this point, except for the Thresh, and now the Jarvan, but no kills actually happen because of that, except for, oh wow, the Jarvan managed to pick up the Lucian, as well as the Tryndamere managed to pick up the Malzahar, and is going for the Rek'Sai at this point. Will he be able to get him? No, not quite. And Fiora picks up the return kill on the Tryndamere. A bit too overzealous there, but still he managed to pick up the Malzahar, so not a huge deal. But apparently in that whole situation, the Jarvan managed to kill the Lucian at the last second. God, that sound is just horrendous. Is that a global sound? Huh, whatever. And so with that, the gold lead is pretty much completely even, bar a few hundred gold. Blue team doing a great job of catching back up. Pretty soon here, we're probably going to see some objective play. It's getting about that time where people are going to start grouping up for like Dragon or Towers, or etc, etc. And Rek'Sai is trying to go for that bush to get a possible dive in, but there was a pink there. Oh, and Rek'Sai's getting caught out here. All 5 members of the red team are near, and it looks like he will go down to the Thresh of all people. Oh wait, not all 5. Sorry, all 4 non-Tryndamere members. And LeBlanc coming in to get some harass done. Not quite able to do enough damage to get the kill, but still. Getting Braum chunked to about half health. And it looks like they are going to try for the Dragon. The Rek'Sai, aka the jungler, is down. Fiora is top lane. There is no teleport. And so it is a complete 3v4 here. With blue team not quite... I don't think they're going to be able to do anything here. And they won't, but they are definitely trying. And I think they could have just stayed out of that and not died here. But Malzahar falling. If Thresh managed to get like a flay... Okay, if Thresh flays the Braum, bringing it back towards his team. And will they get the Lucian? Yes, they will. All 3 members of blue team there dying. Whereas in top lane, Tryndamere is going for something, but not able to find the connecting auto attack to kill her. But yeah, in bot lane, when it's 3v4 like that, and especially when the dragon just died, you probably are going to want to just back out. Especially since you don't have your jungler there, so they have a smite and you don't. There's really no reason to contest it. You're just asking pretty much to die, especially with a lot of the champions that can catch people out, like Thresh, LeBlanc, Jarvan. I'm not really sure about Kalista, but all these champions can catch people pretty easily. So red team getting a decent lead there. And nice damage coming from LeBlanc on the Rek'Sai. Probably going to make him recall pretty soon. The Thresh and the LeBlanc going for the Rek'Sai. It looks like she might be able to get him if this E lands, and yes, it does finish. But LeBlanc is in a bit of trouble. It looks like she's going to have to be careful not to get killed by Malzahar here. Missing her W. Oh, that is so painful. Causing her to die from that miss. Oh, well, she tried. It's not really... I mean, it kind of is her fault, but I can't really blame her. Everyone does it. Ouch, that's a lot of damage. That was like just his E and his thing attacking him. And let's see here. It looks like the Jarvan is a bit out of position here. He's getting caught out by the Braum and Lucian, and he's likely going to fall here, especially with the Malzahar coming in. And Lucian needs to cancel his ultimate and just attack him. There we go. The Lucian does pick up the kill on the Jarvan and getting the red buff as well. And Thresh also needs to be careful here a bit, but Kalista is nearby. It looks like they're going to be able to at least somewhat turn this around. Because Lucian is fully out of mana, well, Kalista isn't, but the exhaust goes down Kalista, and she's getting extremely low, not able to actually use her abilities for anything, and it looks like they are possibly going to get this, or at least something. Braum is taken really low, but Kalista isn't able to come back into the fight, and LeBlanc comes in from behind, picking up one kill, and will they be able to catch up with the Lucian? There is no turret here, so they just might be able to do it. If LeBlanc gets a WE in, oh, but the relentless pursuit comes up, and he does get out of there alive. Still, well played by the red team. It was looking a bit sketchy there for a moment, but LeBlanc coming in kind of saved the day there. Also, I'm going to note there, we see a Randuin, or not a Randuin's, a Runaan's Hurricane as the first item for Kalista. I'm not quite sure if that's legitimate or not, or why she would do that, because she has, like, no damage now. And we see Trinity coming in, but getting ulted by Malzahar. It does not look like he's going to even be close to falling, though. Not even being forced to burn ultimate yet. But he does go down anyway, because he did not burn his ultimate in time. And it looks like... oh, the Kalista needs to be careful here. She does go down. The last one here is the Blanc. Whereas all four of the other members of the red team have died. Managed to pick up a kill on Fiora, but there are 3 members left. Will she be able to get the Malzahar before she does die? No, but they will both just walk away from each other, and it looks like she will get out. Overall, still well played. Oh! Never mind. Never mind. I thought that was LeBlanc, but that was, I think, her clone, or it was her, but she poofed back? I don't know. But Rek'Sai is looking like she really wants to chase this, and landing whatever that was on her. But LeBlanc is getting pretty far away. The laugh coming out. Looks like she is free. Overall, that as I was saying, that is still pretty good for the blue team, though. Picking up a 4 for 2. Not quite managing to snag any objectives, but still, that was a nice trade. If they had managed to get LeBlanc, that would have been a bit better, though. Or if Fiora hadn't died to LeBlanc chasing her. And let's see here. Dragon coming up in a minute, so they're likely going to be trying to get wards up near here, or trying to clear wards. And Thresh getting the hook on Malzahar, but his team is not nearby. Oh, wow. Okay, I guess the team is nearby now. With Jarvan and LeBlanc coming over the wall. Looks like they are going to go on the Malzahar as well after picking up the Lucian. And that is a free dragon. Oh, but LeBlanc is not done. She wants to go in on the Rek'Sai, but she is taking a lot of damage. However, her team was there to support her. But in the top lane, there's even more action. And it's not showing me it. And it looks like the Trinity picks up the Fiora in a tower dive. Red team just completely dominated on all sides of the field, and the Dragons coming in 15 seconds. They managed to get a tower, possibly 2 towers. No, just 1 tower. Oh, the Braum snipes Trandamir from across the wall with his Q. That was a nice play by Braum. He actually he got the snipe on, I believe that was the Thresh with his Q as well, near the red buff. So this Braum was looking to carry. And we see the giant alien thing coming in to try to contest the dragon, but he will be a bit too late. They do manage to get the dragon, red team as that is, but Rek'Sai is going for this. It looks like she's going to try to kill the Jarvan, but the damage comes down. She does manage to get it, but she will die to the Kalista in return, and both teams are likely going to back out. Oh, the Thresh is going. The Thresh is looking for something here, and he might have gone a bit too far. But it looks like not quite. Oh, LeBlanc getting the kill on Lucian from across the wall. Very nice pick off. And now that this is 3v2, the Thresh is feeling safe to actually go back in. He might try to land a hook here. And the Blanc lands her E. The Braum does fall. And the Thresh nice lantern comes in. And it looks like they are going to try to get this this Malzahar as well. 3 kills for absolutely nothing. Actually, that was 4 kills for absolutely nothing. Or wait, no, the Jarvan died. Okay, so 4 for 1. Fair enough, fair enough. So 4 kills, 4-1 in total. The Malzahar Rek'Sai Lucian and Braum all dying as a result of that chase. And we see them posturing towards top river. I don't think they're going to Baron here. There's really no reason to, especially with Callista not there. But it looks like they're going to try to make something happen in this river, or in this jungle for the blue team. They are stealing the blue buff. But will they rotate for the tower next? Oh, the great Thresh hook lands on the Fiora. It looks like they're going to try to go in her. She's not going to be able to pick up any kills here, and they do manage to get the Fiora kill. And likely they're going to get this tower as well. Trimir putting on the pain, and blue team not able to quite get there fast enough to save it. Meanwhile, Callista is just mid lane, and LeBlanc coming in from behind, but I don't think that they're really going to be able to do anything. They're just the two squishy carries. Callista putting her hard-earned micro at work. Jarvan coming in with the dive. It looks like he is going to ult onto Lucian, forcing him to flash. And they're just going to go ahead and back out now. So a nice ultimate there. Waiting until his E was paused so he couldn't just E out of it. And red team is probably looking to do something here. All 5 members of red team are still in the area, except for Jarvan is now recalling it. Thresh going in on this hook. I don't think that was the correct choice. His team is not nearby, and Braum is going to be able to lock him down. And oh, the soul thing. I don't know what was. I don't even know how that works, but whatever. Looks like the LeBlanc clone coming in and letting them get the chance to take out Fiora, as well as the LeBlanc actually dying though. Both teams are getting really low here. The Trinimir falls, but the Braum falls as well. 3 for 2 at this point. The Thresh is coming in though, and I think that was been a mistake. Oh wow. Okay, the flash from the Callista into the fight, managing to pick up both Malzahar and Lucian. That was very well played by Callista, coming into the rescue when Thresh needed her. And they're probably going to go ahead and try to get this mid turret here, hopefully. At least Jarvan is. I don't know what Callista's doing. She really should be mid right now. But I think that it's probably going to die anyway. Yes, it is going to die. Okay, that works. Callista just picking up some extra gold top and jungle. And what's this turret health at? Okay, they can probably make a play for this pretty soon next. But red team has a pretty solid lead now at 7,300 gold. And it looks like... okay, I don't have the dragon timer yet, so I'm not sure. So that means dragon's probably not up for another like 3 minutes or so. Oh, there we go, 2 minutes. So they're probably gonna look to make something like, I don't know, maybe just push bot in that time before it comes up, then make a play for dragon. The Rek'Sai getting caught out of position here. It looks like she will fall to the LeBlanc. I'm not really sure what she was doing out there. They don't really have enough vision to be doing stuff like that. But the Thresh comes in with that soul thing. He lands the ultimate. He lands the hook on the Lucian. Everyone is slowed from that ultimate. Malzahar goes down. Lucian goes down. And Fiora might go down here. Oh, Fiora is slowed. It looks like she will go down to the Jarvan. Yes, yeah, she will go down to Jarvan. Meanwhile, Trinimir picks up the kill on the Braum for a full clean sweep of the blue team. Meanwhile, 4 members of the red team are still alive, only Callista falling in that fight. And I don't think they're going to be able to get this, to be honest, though. Rek'Sai is up, and Lucian is up in 3 seconds. Malzahar 10, Braum 10. The only one that won't be there for that is Fiora. And they just don't quite have enough damage, especially with only LeBlanc there. What they should have done, though, is go for the bot lane. I think they would have been a lot more safe to do that, and probably could have gotten it. But now Dragon's up in 40 seconds, so they're going to have to back out, probably to buy and heal, and try to go ahead and go for that Dragon. This LeBlanc is really wanting that Rek'Sai, though, but she's not going to quite be able to do enough damage to get her. I keep forgetting that Rek'Sai's a female sometimes. Like, she just doesn't seem like one. With that giant face right there. Like, this does not really scream that feminine, but... Well, I guess that model is feminine, somewhat. But we do see that red team is conglomerating around Dragon. Meanwhile, the Fiora heads top for some reason, getting the Gromp So she's not going to be there for any fight that happens. And it looks like Callista managed to pick off Malzahar. I actually want to see how that happened, because you wouldn't think that Callista would be able to 1v1 Malzahar. And let's see how it works. I think I went a bit too far back, but whatever. Let's keep our eyes on the Callista. And it looks like Malzahar's just sitting here doing the, whatever, the chicken things. Callista's making a move, and it looks like LeBlanc coming in. Oh, okay, LeBlanc did most of the damage, and Callista actually just followed up and killed him. Okay, that makes more sense. Meanwhile, the red team does take the dragon from this. I think that was a bit of a misplay by the entirety of blue team. They really should have been grouped up a bit better for this. They might not have had the timer. Braum being caught out by the Thresh and picked off by the rest of the team. Meanwhile, it looks like Callista's trying to get the minions here. That's always frustrating. But there is a fight in the mid lane. It looks like the Fiora tries to go for the Thresh, but gets picked off by Tryndamere. The Rek'Sai and the Lucian are still fighting. Rek'Sai being forced to flash. Lucian does not have his flash left. And Tryndamere picking off the Rek'Sai. Will he be able to get the Lucian? Yes, he will, at the cost of Jarvan's life. And it looks like with that, the only one left up is Malzahar. And I don't think Lucian and, Callista and Tryndamere will really be too troubled by that, but I guess they will, because they just back off. Looks like they're just going to go for the blue buff of the blue team. Just solidifying their lead, getting a bit of jungle control, etc., etc. I wish we had tab here to show all the timers. But the overall dragon score right now is 3-1, or sorry, 3-0 actually. So red team has both the gold lead as well as the bonus lead pretty much. They have control of all the buffs at this point in time. They have 3 dragons that gives them 5% movement speed, 15% damage to turrets, and 6% AD and AP to their base stats. LeBlanc missing the E on the Rek'Sai and being forced to back out. But there is a small skirmish in mid. It looks like the Jarvan is getting ulted by Malzahar and locked down by the Braum. Will they be able to get anything out of this? It looks like red team is converging on them. All 3 members of blue team are going to follow the Callista and the LeBlanc. It looks like they're going for the Rek'Sai next, and she does fall as well. Lucian is not quite there for that fight, not able to help. But it wouldn't matter too much anyway for anyone except for the LeBlanc. Because LeBlanc is extremely low right now. And with that, it looks like red team is going to go ahead and pick up this Baron. So a 4-for-1 as well as a Baron buff. Cannot get much better than that. LeBlanc needs to be careful here. Looks like Tryndamere is just tanking the turret. They're going to go for this. Even though almost all the members of the blue team are up, they are still managing to get this inhibitor. Nice damage coming out. But they are going to try to go ahead and get some return kills. The Fiora dying in mid ultimate, probably to one of the LeBlanc spells. Well played by LeBlanc. Managing not to die to Fiora. It looks like she was going to. And all of red team manages to back out safely. Looks like they're just going to buy, regroup, heal up, etc. And we'll see where they go next. My guess would probably be bot lane. Yeah, it looks like they're picking to go out in bot lane. They're probably going to go for the at least the turret here, if not the inhibitor. Oh, Tryndamere going in on the Malzahar. The Malzahar tries to ult him, but Tryndamere just 3-shots him as if he were nothing. And I guess they're going to push down mid lane for some reason. I don't really see why. They're not going to be able to do much. I don't think they can kill the Nexus quite yet. Oh, but the Thresh Q coming out, or Flash Q coming out from Thresh, and not able to do too much with that. But the whatever that thing is coming out, the Thresh ults in, and it looks like they're going to pick up the Fiora instantly. Meanwhile, nobody dies on the red team. While pushing back the Lucian and Braum to the tower, they will be able to get at least one Nexus turret. Most likely going to be able to get 2. And they're okay with that. They are definitely going to end it here. Because it looks like LeBlanc also killed someone somewhere. I think the Rek'Sai died to LeBlanc. And with that, the red team does take away the win. Well played by red team, pretty much at all phases of the game. They've kept a pretty consistent lead throughout most of it, except for at like 1 point where they were even. And that's GG. I thank you guys all for watching, and once again, this was a Diamond/High Plat game. And the star of the show was Your Worst Nightmare, who actually did really well. 16-5-6 was his final score after completely trashing Fior in lane. So well played to Trinimir, as well as well played to everyone else. Both teams actually played pretty well in that. I can't really say blue team played poorly to cause this loss, but red team just played extremely superb in order to take away this win. So, yeah, that's that. I thank you guys all for watching. If you want your video casted, or rather, not your video casted, but your ranked game spectated live and casted, then go ahead and add GreaterDavie on the NA server. And feel free to like and subscribe this if you like the casting style and the content. And have a great rest of your night.